Hello everyone. Today we are going to see the second chapter in history, which is New Kings and Kingdoms. In the last class, we have already seen about the tripartite struggle, Gurjara Pradikaras, Rashtrakutas and Palas. Then we have discussed about the Rajputs, the Chauhans, the battles of Tarain, Sultan Muhammad of Ghazni, administration of the kingdoms. Then finally we have discussed about revenue and revenue collection. Synopsis of the lesson. In this session we are going to see the following topics. The first one is the Cholas, a case study. Under this we have administration, art and architecture, bronze sculptures. Then finally we have agriculture and irrigation. First, we are going to see definition of a case study. A case is a factual description of events that actually happened at some point in the past. It is designed to elicit discussion and analysis of a particular situation. Here, factual means truthful or realistic. Description means explanation. Elicit means provoke or cause. Analysis means study or investigation. So, a case is a factual description. Here, factual description means truthful or realistic explanation of events that actually happened at some point in the past. It is designed to elicit. Here elicit means provoke or cause discussion and analysis of a particular situation. Here analysis means study or investigate a particular situation. Now let's see some hard words. Ancient, prestige, feudal system, feudatory, dynasties. Ancient means olden or yearly. Prestige means respect or status. Feudal system means a feudal system is also known as feudalism. It is a type of social and political system in which landholders provide land to tenants. Here, tenants means renters or leaseholders in exchange for their loyalty and service. Feudatory means a person who holds land under the conditions of the feudal system. Dynasties means a sequence of rulers from the same family. Next, we are going to see the Cholas, a case study. The Chola dynasty was one of the ancient dynasties which ruled in South India. It maintained its prestige under the Sangam age, but gradually it reduced to become a feudatory of the Pallavas. Now let's see some keywords. Dynasties, ancient, prestige, feudatory. Dynasties means a sequence of rulers from the same family. Ancient means olden or yearly. Prestige means respect or status. Feudatory means a person who holds land under the conditions of the feudal system. Chola dynasty was one of the ancient dynasties. Here, ancient dynasties means olden dynasties which ruled in South India. It maintained its prestige. Here, prestige means respect or status under the Sangam age, but gradually. Here, gradually means slowly. It reduced to become a feudatory of the Pallavas. So what is meant by feudatory? Feudatory means a person who holds land under the conditions of the feudal system. It again revived its glory in the middle of the 9th century and maintained its supremacy for about 4 centuries under the able rulers of this dynasty. Now let's see some keywords. Revived means bring back. Glory means honor or prestige. Prestige means status or respect. Supremacy means the state or condition of being superior to all others in authority, power or status. So, it again revived means bring back its glory. Glory means honor in the middle of the 9th century and maintained its supremacy, which means its power, for about 4 centuries under the able rulers of this dynasty. Vijayalaya was the founder of the revived Chola dynasty. Here we can see the picture of Vijayalaya, revival of Chola dynasty. He belonged to the chieftain family of the Cholas from Urayur. He broke away from the Pallavas and conquered Tanjavur and established his capital there. Here, chieftain means a leader of a group. Conquered means captured. So, he belonged to the chieftain family. Here, he refers to Vijayalaya. Vijayalaya belonged to the chieftain family. So, what is meant by chieftain? Chieftain means a leader of a group of the Cholas from Urayur. He broke away from the Pallavas and conquered. So what is meant by conquered? Conquered means captured Tanjavur and established his capital there. He also built a temple for goddess Nishumba Sudini there. Here we can see the picture of the temple. Now let's see some hard words. Glory, subdue. Glory means honor or prestige. Prestige means status or respect. Subdue means bring a country or people under control by force. His son Aditya was his successor, who brought a lot of glory. Here, glory means honor to this kingdom, but the power was crushed by Rashtrakutas, and this dynasty remained subdued for about 30 years. So what is meant by subdued? Subdue means bring a country or people under control by force. Next, we are going to learn about Rajaraja the First. Here we can see the picture of Rajaraja the First. Rajaraja the First of the Chola dynasty once again established the Cholas' supremacy in the region. This period of rule was from 985 CE to 1014 CE. The kingdom under his kingship became a rich empire. Here, supremacy means the state or condition of being superior to all others in authority, power or status. Region means area. Kingship means the state or position of being a king. In other words, kingship means power. So, Rajaraja the First of the Chola dynasty once again established the Cholas' supremacy. Supremacy means power in the region. This period of rule was from 985 CE to 1014 CE. The kingdom under his kingship, which means under his power became a rich empire. He also developed a strong navy by conquering the naval forces of the Chera kingdom in Kerala, the area of Madurai and Ceylon, present-day Sri Lanka. His domain thus spread up to areas of present-day Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Andhra Pradesh and Karnataka. Even parts of Ceylon were under his control. So here, Navy means the branch of the armed services of a state which conducts military operations at sea. In other words, the part of a country's military forces that fights at sea. Next, we are going to learn about Rajendra the First. Here we can see the picture of Rajendra the First. Now, let's see some hard words. Expansionist, conquered, ventured, irrigation system, declining. Expansionist means a person or organization that supports increasing the amount of land ruled by a country. Conquered means captured. Ventured means moved or traveled. Irrigation system means irrigation is the artificial application of water to the soil through various systems of tubes, pumps and sprays. Irrigation is usually used in areas where rainfall is irregular or dry times or drought is expected. There are many types of irrigation systems in which water is supplied to the entire field uniformly. Declining means falling or weakening. Rajendra the First, the son of Rajaraja the First, continued the expansionist policy of his father. So what is meant by expansionist? A person or organization that supports increasing the amount of land ruled by a country. So here, Rajendra the First, the son of Rajaraja the First, continued the expansionist policy of his father. He conquered. Here conquered means he captured the whole of Sri Lanka in the south. He also ventured. Here ventured means moved northwards and conquered parts of the Gangetic Plains. So he thus got the title of Gangaikonda Chola. He ruled for the period 1014 CE to 1044 CE. He also developed a good irrigation system in the region. So what is meant by irrigation system? Irrigation is the artificial application of water to the soil through various systems of tubes, pumps and sprays. Irrigation is usually used in areas where rainfall is irregular or dry times or drought is expected. There are many types of irrigation systems in which water is supplied to the entire field uniformly. Gradually, this empire started declining, which means falling or weakening in the 13th century. See those areas marked in the light pink show the Chola dynasty like Gangaikonda Cholapuram, Urayur, Tanjavur, etc. Now let's see some keywords. Devised, governance, democracy, self-governance. Devised means planned, developed or created. Governance means the action or manner of governing a state, organization, etc. Democracy is the form of government in which the rulers are elected by the people. Self-governance is also known as self-government or self-rule. It is the ability of a group or individual to exercise all necessary functions of regulation without intervention from an external authority. Next, we are going to learn about administration. The Chola rulers devised a well-structured administrative system for effective governance. Here, devised means created or developed. So, the Chola rulers created a well-structured administrative system for effective governance. So, the structure of such governance given below shows that these were quite similar to modern democracy and local self-governance as practiced today. So, what is meant by democracy? Democracy is a form of government in which the rulers are elected by the people. Self-governance means it is the ability of a group or individual to exercise all necessary functions of regulation without intervention from an external authority. The king was the head of the administration. He was assisted by a council of ministers. The kingdom was divided into two categories. One category was governed by vassal chiefs, while the others were directly under the control of the king. Here, vassal means a vassal was a man who gave military service to a lord, in return for which he was protected by the lord and received land to live on. The directly governed regions were subdivided into districts called nadus. Further, the nadus were divided into units called kurams. The lower level administration was conducted by a process of local self-governance. So, what is meant by self-governance? Self-governance is also known as self-government or self-rule. It is the ability of a group or individual to exercise all necessary functions of regulation without intervention from an external authority. There were 4 types of assemblies: the Natlas, the Nagarata, the Mahasabha and the Ur. The first one is the Natlas. This assembly looked after the civic problems. So what is meant by civic? Civic means relating to the duties or activities of people in relation to their town, city or local area. So this assembly looked after the civic problems. The Nagarata, this looked after trade and civil matters. So what is meant by trade? Trade means the action of buying and selling goods and services. Civil means public. So the Nagarata, this looked after trade, which means the action of buying and selling goods and services, and civil matters. Here civil means public, so public matters. The third type of assembly is that the Mahasabha. It was a representative assembly of villages. This assembly met in a temple or public hall. It had 8 committees to look after matters relating to land, roads, judicial, accounts, irrigation, cultivation, etc. It also used to oversee revenue collection and expenditures of the administration. Here, expenditures means expenses or cost of the administration. The fourth type of assembly is that the Ur. This was a gathering of villagers which used to discuss matters of common interest and resolve trivial issues amongst the people. Here, trivial means minor or small. So, the Ur, it was a gathering of villagers which used to discuss matters of common interest and resolve small or minor issues amongst the people. Next, we are going to learn about art and architecture. First, we have to know what is meant by art. Art means the expression or application of human creative skill and imagination, typically in a visual form such as painting or sculpture. Architecture means the art or practice of designing and constructing buildings. So, the Chola temples are famous for Tamil architecture. Brihadishwara temple is also known as Rajarajeshwara, was built by Rajaraja I. Here we can see the picture of Brihadishwara temple. Another temple was built by his son Rajendra I at Gangaikonda Cholapuram. Here we can see the picture of Gangaikonda Cholapuram temple. These temples are a pyramid shape. Both these temples were dedicated to Lord Shiva. Here we can see the picture of Lord Shiva. These temples have huge gateways called gopurams. On the outer surface of the pyramidal tower, the images of various deities. Here, deities means gods or engraved. So, engraved means carved or inscribed. These temples have huge courtyards. So, here, courtyard means unroofed areas in which people used to gather and discuss various matters. Temples were not only religious places but were the centers of social and economic activities as well. Over a period of time, small settlements of garland makers, potters, craftspersons, cooks, priests, etc. came up around the temples, and people started taking care of the needs of the pilgrims. Here, pilgrim means a person who journeys to a sacred, which means holy place for religious reasons. In other words, a pilgrim is a traveler who is on a journey to a holy place. Next, we are going to learn about bronze sculptures. Cholas are famous for bronze sculptures, especially the image of Nadaraja, Shiva, the Lord of Dance. The sculptures were also made of other metals and even of stone. Next, we are going to learn about agriculture and irrigation. Here we can see the pictures of agriculture and irrigation. Agriculture and irrigation. Agriculture played a vital role in the growth of the Chola Empire. The Kaveri River and the delta formed by it close to the Bay of Bengal had very fertile land around it. Here we can see the picture of fertile land. Due to the availability of water, people were even able to grow 2 crops in a year at certain places. The rulers took interest in developing and improving the irrigation facilities, which helped boost production. Here we can see the pictures of irrigation system. Wells were also dug to have subsoil water. Now let's see some hard words. Reservoir, embankment. Reservoir means a large natural or artificial lake used as a source of water supply. Embankment means a wall or bank of earth or stone built to prevent a river flooding an area. Reservoirs and embankments were constructed at various places to prevent flooding or to channelize water through canals. Here we can see the pictures of reservoir and embankment. Here we can see the picture of canal. I have enclosed the classwork instructions in the PDF. Kindly refer it. So now we have reached the end of this session. Thank you.